This is ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening. I'm Haley Wilgus. Thank you for joining us. Alan Cohn has the evening off. Hillary Clinton is in Tampa tonight, just days before the Democratic National Convention in Philadelphia. Clinton was expected to make her pick for vice president this evening, but no big announcement from the presidential candidate just yet. ABC 7's Adam Cellini is live in Tampa to tell us what she had to say to the crowd at the Florida State Fairgrounds. Adam.
Haley, thank you. Yeah, she exited the stage just a few moments ago, and at that time it was standing room only in here. As you can see, nothing left but maybe cleaning up some garbage here at the Florida State Fairgrounds. But some of the people left disappointed. We were hoping we'd hear the public announcement of her vice presidential candidate. That did not happen. Some people are pointing to the events in Germany, and we were actually told that when Clinton did arrive a little bit late, she took some time to rework her speech to include a message for those affected by Germany, and she didn't want to possibly announce that VP in the midst of some global turmoil. Now, we also spoke with her national political director, who told us this weekend and the upcoming Democratic National Convention will center more around unity and community, which they felt contrasted the message at the RNC. And Clinton wasted no time attacking that Republican National Convention, felt it was too divisive and felt it was too much about Donald Trump solving all our problems instead of us as an American peoples. She also didn't miss an opportunity to jump on Ted Cruz's highly criticized convention speech. Here, take a listen.
Something has gone terribly wrong when one speaker says, "Vote your conscience," and gets booed.
Now, we're still told, it is reported currently that we could still hear that vice presidential announcement. Clinton may be putting it out via text to her supporters tonight, and some other aides from her campaign telling reporters from CNN that the events in Germany did not affect her announcing at least this weekend. So we should still get that announcement sometime soon. Live in Tampa, I'm Adam Cellini. Haley, back to you.
Thank you, Adam. ABC 7 will be covering the Democratic National Convention in Philadelphia. I will be there along with Adam and Alan Cohn to bring you the latest updates. Also, be sure to follow us on Facebook for behind-the-scenes videos and interviews that you won't see on air on ABC 7. Before the DNC, many are still talking about the Republican National Convention, which wrapped up last night in Cleveland. Clinton's rival, Donald Trump, is now setting his sights on the general election in November. What many people predicted would never happen did on Thursday night at the Quicken Loans Arena. Trump energizing the Republican delegation late last night as he accepted his nomination for president.
We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again.
Trump's daughter Ivanka introduced her father with a speech that focused largely on issues affecting women and mothers. Shifting gears now, at least 9 people are dead and others wounded after gunfire erupted at a shopping center in Munich, Germany. Police say the shooting looks like a terror attack, but that has not been confirmed. 3 suspects are on the loose. Authorities have shut down public transportation, and they are telling people to stay home or seek protection. Not confirmed yet that there are 3 suspects, but that is what is assumed at this point. The shooting happened around 6 p.m. local time at a McDonald's at the Olympia shopping mall. It's unclear whether shootings have occurred at other locations. And back here on the Suncoast, the search continues for skeletal remains after some were found near Port Manatee on Wednesday and Thursday. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office says the remains that were found in a wooded area behind the Fish and Wildlife Office are that of a middle-aged man. Investigators believe the remains have been there for several months. The medical examiner's office says the victim died of trauma to his chest, so authorities are treating this as a murder.
Based on a preliminary autopsy done yesterday, determined that this is a male, more than likely a white or Hispanic male, 40s to 50s, 5'4".
Authorities are continuing with their investigation, and anyone with information is asked to contact the Manatee County Sheriff's Office. A no swim advisory in Nokomis Beach is in effect due to continued elevated levels of Enterococcus bacteria. Health officials say the amount of harmful bacteria found during a water quality test was not within safe limits. That bacteria comes from a variety of sources, including pet waste and humid sewage from failed septic systems. The levels of CFUs, which are visible bacteria cells, were extremely high.
A good sample is between 0 and 35 CFUs. Between 36 and 70 is moderate, and above 70 is a poor sample. So the sample that we took here on Monday was a 96, which was poor.
The beach is still open, but swimming and water recreation not recommended as long as the advisory is in place. And now we're going to head over to Steve and get a check on our forecast. Not a bad day, but another hot one.
Another hot one. Should be great beach weather coming up over the weekend. Less chance of showers in the afternoon coming up as we move into Sunday. But tonight we've got some storms right on our doorstep. We'll look at on radar in a minute. But taking a look at the national weather scene, it's mostly dry across the southern half. The storm's way up into Canada right now. That high is redirecting our winds from a northeasterly direction for the next couple of days rather than the southeast that gives us our typical afternoon evening thunderstorms. You kind of see that dry air filtering in from the Carolinas, but it's got to be a strong, sustained blast of dry air to get anything done. Probably just going to get less coverage in our thunderstorms over the weekend. Now, taking a look at the radar, here are the storms coming in from the interior. You can see quite a bit of them in Arcadia and then moving westward right on through Mayaca City. And they're right on our doorstep in our western, just about I-75 right now, and rushing toward Gulf Gate, South Gate. Up in Bradenton, we have some storms coming in from Parrish as well and developing right over West Bradenton. That's going to be around for the next couple of hours as we take a look at our forecast model for the rest of the weekend, showing maybe even some storms tomorrow morning and then another round tomorrow afternoon. But Sunday, we should get less in the way of these afternoon evening thunderstorms. But if you're heading out to this evening hour, look at this. We've got about a 60% chance of showers through the 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock hour, and dropping off to 10% by 11, and we'll see even drier conditions on Sunday. But we get that typical weather pattern coming back by next week that gives us the cooling afternoon showers. Haley?
I love those. Thank you, Steve. Still to come, hard hits for football players. The new rules implemented to help high school athletes in Florida stay safe.
Need new windows? Buy direct from the factory. New South Window is having a sale. The more you buy, the more you save. Buy 4 windows, save 25%. Buy 6 windows, save 30%. Buy 8 or more windows and save 35%. How? Because New South owns the factory and you cut out the middleman. Award-winning, energy-efficient windows and doors installed with a lifetime warranty. New South Windows are made in Florida for Florida homes by Florida workers. Visit newsouthwindow.com or call now.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best-kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living.
Call now, 800-290-0352. 800-290-0352.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
For the past decade, concussion safety has been a hot-button issue in the football world. Now, the Florida High School Athletic Association is implementing new rules to protect student athletes. ABC 7's Dwayne Lindo is joining us with more on the impact of those changes. Dwayne.
Well, Haley, these new rules are designed to protect student athletes by reducing hard hits during practice. But according to local coaches we spoke with, they've already been implementing these techniques for years.
Palmetto coach Dave Marino has always been in the business of protecting his players, instilling the importance of safe tackling.
Most of our hitting is done on Monday, and then it gradually diminishes throughout the week. And so, when I looked at the new rule, it's basically what we've been doing anyway.
A new rule that the Florida High School Athletic Association is making official, limiting live contact in football practices for the upcoming season.
We're in the process of beginning to gather data with regards to the concussions that take place at each school every year, not just in football, but in every sport. Many other injuries that kids can get by live contact. We feel player safety is paramount.
Live contact is defined as drills with game-like conditions where players are taken to the ground. With concussions on the rise, that contact is being limited in the regular season to 30 minutes each day and no more than 80 minutes each week. Live contact is also prohibited on consecutive days. FHSAA Athletic Director Frank Beasley says implementation of the change is going smoothly.
Our coaches have been very receptive to the change and the limits.
Overall, Manatee District Supervisor of Athletics Jason Montgomery says these are precautions many programs are already taking.
We think it's a great policy. We were on one of the front ends of the whole concussion issue from the beginning. We were one of the first counties to require baseline testing and things like that.
Stressing that hitting has not been eliminated entirely, but replaced with technique.
You still have, live plays in practice. You're still running your routes, you're still blocking, you're still working on your strategies and schemes, but we're able to reinforce the technique.
While coaches support the rules, some players say the lack of tackling may hurt them during actual game time.
It kind of eases up on the players, but then again, it kind of holds them back from going all out. It's a lot of injuries nowadays, but also it's football, so you got to be tough out here.
Montgomery says safety in practice will pay dividends during games.
Because the reality is you want to have those guys on Friday night. You don't want to injure those guys week in and week out.
Former NFL player and Sarasota Riverview head coach Todd Johnson shares the same sentiment.
I was taught and learned in my career that you don't need to bang and hit and have big, huge collisions throughout the week to learn what you need to do on game day.
The rules are straightforward, but with many football programs around the state, many are wondering how these rules will actually be enforced.
Each coach has to turn in a practice schedule weekly to their athletic director at the school, and we will reach out to individual athletic directors to gather those practice schedules.
Schedules will be collected at random to make sure coaches are complying with the new restrictions. High schools are also expected to report the number of concussions among all sports, not just football. Marino says these rules will keep players in the game longer.
Now, you're not going to be 100% healthy with the nature of the sport being a contact sport, but that's the goal. Can you get into that playoff run as healthy as possible?
Now, these new regulations go into effect on August 1st, the first preseason practice day of the 2016 season.
All right, thank you, Dwayne. And Dwayne will be joining us as part of our roundtable discussion coming up next.
Until recently, getting older meant losing your energy, memory, sex drive, even gaining weight, but it doesn't have to.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jenny Wilkins, owner of Age Vital Pharmacy Research and Wellness. Reversing or slowing the effects of aging can be as simple as supplementing vitamins, minerals, and hormones that your body needs in order to look and feel young again. At Age Vital, we do this without taking harmful prescription drugs that often have a longer list of side effects than benefits. Growing older doesn't mean you have to feel older. Age well, Age Vital.
This is a special health alert for seniors suffering with joint pain. If you have Medicare insurance, you may qualify for high-quality support braces at little or no cost.
I'm thrilled with my knee braces.
Now, there is a simple and proven solution for seniors to get out of pain with state-of-the-art support braces.
I barely feel any pain at all.
Braces for your knees and back, as well as your shoulders and ankles, too.
I'm so happy with the quality of these braces.
Call now, and you could qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost.
I can play ball again, and it doesn't hurt.
And because of my Medicare coverage, it costs me next to nothing.
So call now.
And because I have this red, white, and blue Medicare card, my braces have cost me just about nothing.
It's true. You may get a knee, back, shoulder, and ankle brace at little or no cost.
They qualified me for 2 knee braces and a back brace.
If you have knee or back pain, give them a call. They can help.
1-800-476-8967. 1-800-476-8967.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
Joining us for our roundtable discussion tonight is Braden River High School football coach Kurt Bradley, and of course ABC7's Dwayne Lindo, whose story we just heard. Great story, Dwayne. And I feel like we're doing a special edition of Football Friday Night here.
Yes, it's a precursor.
It's a precursor, that's right. And I know your Friday nights are about to look very different than they do right now.
Correct. Yeah, be here soon.
You all are getting ready for that. So first of all, Dwayne, we love football, and it's such a force in our community and our country, but the injuries are real. The numbers show that.
Right, you know, and here's a statistic that might make most parents cringe. High school football accounts for 47% of all reported sports concussions, with 33% of concussions occurring during practice. So I think the organization, Florida High School Athletic Association, kind of realizes this, that they need to keep kids safe. And more importantly, I think coaches realize this. I spoke to many of the coaches on the Suncoast, Sarasota County, as well as Manatee County, and a lot of these coaches have been doing this, protecting their kids for the last 3, 4, 5, 6 years. So they're savvy, meaning the coaches are savvy about how to protect their kids on the field with correct tackling.
And that makes parents feel better, I know that.
Absolutely.
And Coach Bradley, what are you doing currently, other than following the rules, of course, but what are you doing to make sure your athletes stay safe and healthy?
Yeah, you know, it's not the 70s anymore where you're just trying to be the most strong physical team out there that just, you know, toughness wins all the time. You know, times have changed. I was fortunate enough to be able to, you know, play and coach at the collegiate level where you kind of learn these things, and it's just a trickle-down effect where you want to be healthy on Friday night or Saturday night. You want to go into the week and, you know, you want to learn the schemes and do those things, but at the end of the day, you want to be healthy when the game comes. And so in order to do that, we took hitting completely out of practice. We do not tackle live to the ground from August 1st until the end of the season in practice. We get enough of that on Friday nights with our opponent. So we do everything what we call a thud tempo, where you are, you know, making contact, but you are teaching the fundamentals of tackling, because at the end of the day, teaching kids to keep their head up, eyes up, and those techniques where you learn them in practice carry over into Friday night so that you can keep kids, you know, in as safe as possible. Do concussions happen? Yes, but the fewer times you hit and tackle live to the ground, the fewer chances there are of concussions.
So what I'm hearing is that you're okay with these new rules.
Yes, I'm definitely okay. You know, they won't affect us at all as far as how our practice schedule. The only thing they affect is the first few days of practice, where they, you know, what you can do in the first day of practice, where normally we would do light contact as far as teaching the fundamentals of literally walking through the steps of how we tackle. And the new rules of the FHSA kind of take that away from us. So there is a kind of give and take that could be a negative with these rules. But at the end of the day, there are some coaches that continue to just hit and bang all day in practice, and that's not what's good. So it kind of, you know, takes away from some of the teaching aspects that some programs can do on a weekly basis.
And I know parents are scared, Dwayne, from all the reporting that you've done while you were out there. If you had small children, would you feel comfortable putting them into football now?
You know, the thing is, you know, you have parents out there. I personally would feel comfortable, but you have parents out there that are concerned, and as well as they should be. So I think the key thing here is coaches from the Pee-wee level all the way up to the high school level here on the Suncoast. I think coaches need to recognize, and I think most of the coaches do, need to recognize that safety should be the #1 concern for these kids. And if the coaches realize that, I think that would minimize the injuries considerably.
And Coach Bradley, are you noticing that parents are coming to you maybe more concerned? We've seen all these movies, the concussion movie. We've seen so many of these star NFL players coming out and telling their stories of traumatic brain injury. Are they bringing these concerns to you?
You know, we do address that with parents, you know, very early on. Before that, we've had a parent meeting this summer already leading into the season as it approaches, explaining to them, you know, the steps that we take to limit contact, especially blows to the head and those things. There are parents that definitely are concerned, and, you know, they have a right to be concerned. You know, we tell them that there's risk of injury in anything that you do, especially, you know, all the craziness going on in the world today. But the one thing we tell them is we will do the best we can to take care of their children, and part of that falls on coaches to develop a practice plan that limits that type of contact and those things. Now, are the accidents that happen? Yes, you can't prevent those. But, you know, parents are also aware that you know, there is injury involved with football, and some parents do not allow their kids to play, which, you know, I feel like at the same time, football is the ultimate team game that can lead to so many different things. There's so many great things that come out of it between, you know, teamwork and scholarship opportunities that, you know, there's a lot of bad press about football, and I think some of the great things about it get overlooked at times.
Yeah, do you see it as an opportunity for a lot of people in our community to get to college and to get college paid for, and you see it that way?
Yes, ma'am. We had, last year we had 6 football players sign a full scholarship. We had another 5 that signed partial scholarships to get college paid for, that some of these young men would not have any other ways to get out of, you know, some of the circumstances that they are in. And so that's, you know, to send 11 or 12 kids to college through football is something that, you know, everybody wants to bash football and for what it doesn't do, but it doesn't, sometimes gets overlooked at what it does do for families and
That's
young
right.
men.
It's opportunities they wouldn't have.
Yes, ma'am.
And Dwayne, did you ever get the sense with talking to the association that the rules would continue to get more stringent as the years go on?
Yeah, you know, and the rules would be possibly a little bit tougher, again, because the priority is to protect these children. But I think the key component here is how does the FHSAA basically enforce these rules?
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be up to the coaches and the athletic director to jot down everything they've done throughout the practices and send a detailed list of what they've done to the organization to make sure that, you know, these schools are complying with the organization.
And have you found that paperwork to be a little bit of a burden if you're already really busy?
Yeah, I mean, it's frustrating, not frustrating, but it's kind of disappointing when you've been doing things that way all along and now to have to go that extra mile. But at the end of the day, it's about safety. You know, a couple years back, it was the heat and all those things that were causing the concerns. And so, you know, they addressed that with more paperwork and those things. And now we've moved on to the concussions. And so it's just, you know, it's every day. There's liability in everything. And so there, you know, I do think there needs to be a little more communication between the FHSAA and the coaches. Because, like we said, I mean, we practice tackling every single day, but it's not live contact or game simulated. It is a practice. It's a way that we teach so that when we do tackle, we can be more safe. And so, you know, we can do the detailed things, and there's always coaches that will not do those or will, you know, falsify them in some way, shape, or form. But, you know, if you care about kids, which I think most coaches do, you'll do things the right way and do right by them and their families.
And you don't want them out with concussions. You want them playing on Friday night, right? That's why it's important.
This coaching staff's been at Braden River High School for going on our 5th year. I think we've had 3 or 4 concussions in you know, in that time, which is, you know, obviously you don't want any, but that's you know, when you start to throw statistics out there of how many there are, that's a pretty small number, and I think the way we practice has something to do with that.
All right, well, Coach Bradley and Dwayne, thank you so much for joining us. We'll be right back with some viewer comments.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop pad that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
That's Chuck, proud homeowner, regular do-it-yourselfer. Today he's attempting an electrical repair. This is Pablo. He's an electrician with Mr. Sparky. How's he doing, Pablo?
Terrible, Mike.
Yeah. What Chuck doesn't realize is that almost 68,000 home fires are caused every year by electrical problems.
What?
If you don't have the proper tools and training, he's liable to start the next one.
Little help here!
That's what I'm talking about.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
You might want to write that number down.
On our Facebook page, we told you about state health officials testing for mosquitoes in Miami for the Zika virus. Officials say the continuous investigations are eating up the funds put aside for Zika research. So we asked you for your thoughts. Ted Petak says that was the plan all along. Katie Miranda Starling said, our water issues are more important than this. If you would like to join the conversation about tonight's topic, make sure to like our Facebook page at facebook.com/news@7 and send us your comments. Thanks for joining us tonight. Have a wonderful weekend.